Over to you, Sven.
Yes, thank you very much, Janos, and 30 minutes are starting right now. Thank you very much to having me here with the topic how to get found on ChatGPT. Yeah, a very hot topic right now. And there is a bigger topic above this topic because we are living in very disruptive times and there's a very disruptive change. And even AI is live for us since more than 3 years, visible via ChatGPT. The last month are absolutely different. The pace is going up extremely, and very often the people do not realize it. I'm very shocked sometimes how our clients think about this topic. Myself, Sven Ditz, I'm the CEO and founder of Sitegeist. It's a digital agency in Hamburg, in Germany. And yeah, I'm quite old, as you can see on my silver beard. Next year, we will have the 30 anniversary. That means the first years we do not do relaunches, we only did launches. And that was the first time I saw a digital technical revolution where I thought this will change the world, and it was called internet. The second time was, I was thinking that was the iPhone, and it was also true. And when ChatGPT was introduced, I had the third time in my life this feeling. But this time, it's much heavier and much faster. And a lot of people, colleagues and clients are not realizing this. And there's maybe a reason why they are so skeptical, it's so slow. Because I think people think linear, and there's a new topic arising. Okay, it's interesting to play around, but maybe I can see I can't use it for work properly. Some wrong answers, some problems with security, European, German law, whatever. A lot of excuses for not going deeply into this topic. And the problem is these kind of topics, and AI is one of this topic for sure, we are thinking linear in an exponential world. And the problem with exponential curves is that in the very early beginning, they seem like very flat linear curves, but then they're going straight up. And very often the skeptical and not so brave companies and people, they are missing the magic moment, the moment when the lines are crossing, or maybe sometimes a little bit later, the moment when it's obvious for everybody, oh my God, now I have to focus on this topic. This is crazy what I can do with it. I underestimated it, and now I have to do a lot of stuff. And then on the left side, on the right side, all the competitors are going over you in the first position, and you're losing your market share. This happens very often. And the skeptical area in this situation is when you lost the right moment. Yeah, you thought you were on the safe track because some things are not so good, and I can see the line is under my line, and so I have plenty of times to learn about something about this topic. And this area where I'm missing to go deep into this topic, I call it the German area, because all the reasons, all the excuses are very German, Yeah, for our American guys, we do not have the best AI in the world, but be sure we have the best regulated AI in the world. This is for sure. And yeah, we call it a German area, or another example is another name for it. It's the mimimi. There's some law restrictions. That was the wrong answer. I can use it. Then you are missing a lot of opportunity. Last year in November, I had the chance on the Boyer conference to meet this guy, and it was a very special moment for me because that's not Santa Claus, it's Bibo White. And he is one of the co-inventors of the internet. He produced the 5th website in the world ever and the 1st in Europe. And it was a great honor for me to be also a speaker on the same event. And this guy who invented the internet gave a talk about AI. And that is, also, of course, very, very interesting. And one of his subtopics was fears and concerns. And these fears and concerns, what he was talking about, you will agree, misleading, incorrect information, fears of intellectual property, copyright stuff, fears of digital divide, losing jobs, all these stuff. And everybody was saying yes in the room. And then he made a very clever turn, and he showed us the rest of the slide. These were not his opinion about the fears which have the people right now about AI. These were the fears the people had 35 years ago when the internet was invented. So that means all these hesitating, all these fear has nothing to do with AI. That's just the normal fear of change, of technology. And if it's moving fast and changing fast, then you're really stuck like a Bambi in the light of the car. So, and now the people are really not seeing that the normal world we had with our HTML code, and no, I'm frozen in the camera. I don't know why. No. Okay. It changes a lot. It's very, very disruptive, and the speed is incredibly high. Google really is losing its role as a gatekeeper. There was only one direction. The market share from Google was always up, up, up. In Europe, sometimes over 90%. In the US, or the average in the world was a little bit under 90%. Last year, the first time, they lost percentage. 0. What? No, almost 10%. And that was like an earthquake for them. Now they have a parallel strategy. They tell the guys for the search area at Google, okay, we have a problem, you have to solve it, fight against all these AIs, also against our own AI Gemini. And then they switch the bill and go to this Gemini people and say, okay, we will be the best in AI, we will kill all these stupid search engines, because they are not sure who will win this race. But the change we are having right now is really, really extreme. And in my opinion, a lot of people are not aware of this. For example, the zero-click search, everybody knows because it was in the invitation, but last year it was almost 60% of all searches which had a result ended with no click. And this year it climbed to more than 65%, 2/3 of all searches end with no click. And there are two reasons, the AI overviews and the AI searches. So the AI overviews, the people from the US, they know it a little bit longer. It always takes a little bit longer to have it here for us. In Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, it was rolled out end of March. And you don't see it that often as it is already in the US, but it's easy for us. We can see what will happen because we can see what is in Northern America. Right now, the situation, this would be our situation in 6 months. With these AI overviews, if I was on #1, I lost a lot of potential. I mean, I was never been on the top of the website because first there have been the ads. But now, even above the ads, there's a quite long AI overview, which maybe answers the question very good, and nobody wants to scroll to my #1. And the result is quite shocking. It's not necessary to understand all these metrics. Just this color block represents the value what I have when I am on position #1 at Google. And after AI overview, this value decreased more than 50%. It decreased 64%. That means it took very long. It was hard work. It cost a lot of money, my position #1. And the value of this is decreasing rapidly right now already. These AI searches, I mean, there are three types of searches, not only the AI overview. The normal one, everybody knows. This is just, I'm giving a phrase and get an answer. This I would have been, what are good suppliers for recycling paper? This I would have been done 3 years ago in Google. Now I can use also my AI. And then, not common already in Germany, but it will be increased also, is these kind of product browsing. It looks for a lot of people like this shopping thing in Google. This is not Google. In the upper left corner, you can see it's ChatGPT. And they are also experimenting with this stuff. And when I'm not in this 3 product suggestion, then I really have a big problem. But maybe in the future, much more effective than AI overview is the deep research. And I'm always very, very skeptical, because a lot of our clients, they are not using, sometimes even not knowing deep research. I think in this community, everybody knows how deep research works. Just raise your hand if you know it and understood it and use it. Who use deep research every day? Okay, half of it. Not everybody. Okay.
I don't think that many.
If you're using it not every day, then I would say you didn't get it 100%. Because it's a really deep search. For those who do not know, just a short explanation. I can give very, very complex, detailed questions to him. I get some answers to get driven to the right direction. And then he's really a deep search, a really real search. That means, for example, it takes 10 minutes and he made 187 searches. Claude from Anthropic is doing 560 searches at the same time. And if you're good in doing deep research, you can bring him to 20, 28, sometimes even more than 1 hour. Then you're really good in doing deep research. And sometimes the quality has a kind of a bachelor work. So this is really incredible. And if you know this, if you understood this, how helpful this is, then I don't know. I have used Google the last time, I don't know, a month ago, and there's no reason for me for doing this, really no. And that means you can search for your company like it was on Slack, and you see that he's reasoning. There is no problem anymore with hallucination. The quality of these results are quite much better than Google search results, because it's just a result of the fit from my search words to a website. Whether it's true or not is not the question. So this quality is much better. And our clients, and also we, and maybe you as well, are doing the same game. They are looking for, pretending to be a client, and they want to invite 3 companies for a tender, for example, and would we make it to the shortlist? Yeah. And if the result, this is a client from us, Jungheinrich, if they are Jungheinrich, yeah, in the second place, then you think, oh, that's a quite intelligent stuff, and we make it to the shortlist. That must be a wonderful LLM. But the problem with, if you don't make it to the shortlist and 3 other companies will be suggested by the LLM, then you're disappointed and you doubt about the quality of the system. Now it's becoming interesting, because if you're not on the shortlist, then you can start to analyze it. Okay, Jungheinrich was not on the shortlist, and then do not only ask him why not, make it differential. Say, okay, there were 3 companies you suggested. Please compare this company, for example, me or Jungheinrich, against each of these competitors. Use 10, 15 very, very detailed categories to compare my company with all the other companies you suggested. And then you get a really deep result. And then you can ask him, do you have any hints? Please analyze my website. What can I do to get a better rank at this stuff? There will be also some other hints what we can do to be found on ChatGPT. But the top hint for AI overall is, if you have some problems, if you have some questions regarding AI, don't use Google. Don't ask other people. This you can do. Okay. But the top tip is just ask the AI itself. And using AI is not asking a question, get an answer, and do it 3 or 4 times. No, the really, really deep talk with the AI, it goes 20, 30 minutes, and then you get incredible results. Using AI as 1, 2, 3, 4 questions is not using AI. Try to go deeper. And then you can really get good impact, even from the AI direct and specific to this situation for your company, for your website, and not only general stuff like you should do this and that in the programming. There are also some stuff which you can do, but this is much more specific. Go into detail and make this try. Searching with Google, as I already said, I don't know why. If you're using Google a lot, then I would say you didn't get the AI value, not yet. Another example was to show the dramatic changes, what we have right now. Matthew Prince, who's CEO from Cloudflare, it's a very fresh quote. He gave a talk, and it was about the ratio. 10 years ago, the ratio was 2 to 1. For every visitor Google brought you, Google scraped your pages 2 times. 6 months ago, the ratio was 6 times Google scraped your website to bring you 1 visitor. Okay, 3 times more in 9.5 years, and again 3 times more in the next 6 months. Now they scrape 18 times your website to bring you 1 visitor. But to understand what is happening right now really is the ratio from the LLMs, in this case, for example, for OpenAI, especially ChatGPT. 10 years ago, no OpenAI. 3 months ago, the ratio was 250 to 1. They scraped your website 250 times, and then they bring you an average 1 visitor. And right now, the ratio is 1,500 to 1. And the next number, I often delete from the slides because nobody believes me, but it's true. You can search for it, maybe for Google if you don't trust AI. But with Claude from Anthropic, the ratio is 60,000 to 1. That means a lot of traffic is going from the normal web, as if you know it, to the whole AI stuff. And when people realize how useful these new things are, which has been released in this year, the numbers will increase again. This will do not slow down. And he is very convinced that we are getting in big problems, and the normal web is really, really threatened by these developments. And there are a lot of researchers which will underline this. People trust AI more and more. And even in the last few months with the new technologies, with reasoning, deep research, and so on, and they do not read and they do not need the original content. And if this goes on, start now, please, to ask yourself basic questions like, maybe in 2 years, what reasons will I offer with my website or my shop that somebody has a real reason for visiting me? Because if the value and the benefit by using the AI is so good, even much better as your website itself, you have to think about and you have to create these value. The good news for you, if you're good in SEO, is there's a big overlap. That means if you're good in positioning on #1 and CEO and a lot of phrases for you, things which are good and valuable in SEO are often also very good and valuable in geo. But the value of this red part is decreasing very speedy. And interesting part is the lime yellow part, generative engine optimization. What can we do? These things I can send you if you want the slides, but these are the normal things which we have sometimes in common also with SEO. This is not so interesting, something slightly different. Try to find out in which cases the AI overview is shown to you. These kind of really questions about specific things, then you will appear over there and try to see on which questions in AI overview appears and in which searches not. And this is also the pattern how you should prepare content on your website. Not these marketing sentences, no long sentences, no big paragraphs, very, very structured. And as you prepared it for this AI overview. Same problem as in SEO. Sometimes it's then not so good for the reader, for the user, but this problem we had also in SEO. But there are some more specific things, which is also variable for SEO, but in geo much more, is good quality referrings from third parties, which have trust, which have authority. For example, Wikipedia. The value of Wikipedia has increased dramatically. And then this is the next top tip, check your Wikipedia entry. Okay, we had some clients, they had the ability to be ranked on Wikipedia, but they did not have an entry. They never made it. So this is obvious also for SEO very good, but it works for geo even much better. But if you have, like Jungheinrich, a very good and a very long and a very detailed Wikipedia entry, the work does not stop over there. There's something behind Wikipedia, for example, Wikidata. This is the database where all the stuff is. And this is where you can start. If you say, okay, I'm not big or important enough to appear in Wikipedia, that does not mean that you can't have an entry in Wikidata. This is preparing already if you're sometimes big enough. And an entry in Wikidata is also gold for SEO, but platinum for geo. So check whether you can have, everybody can have a Wikidata entry. And if you don't have it, do it tomorrow. And then if you have a Wikipedia entry, then you have to check the details. For example, the client Jungheinrich. They are important in 17 different subcategories in Technik. And they are listed in 3. And this is one of the main reasons in this deep research I showed you why they do not have been chosen, because they do not even have this category in Wikipedia. It's just nobody told Wikipedia that they are important for 17 subcategories. They are only listed in 3. Go in detail into Wikidata and check everything, and there you can get a lot of points for this thing. And also other very good sources, trustful sources, third-party sources, is if the Wall Street Journal, or in Germany, the Handelsblatt, is writing positive articles about your company. Normally, the companies right now, they have a good press area and you can see all the press releases. But there, Jungheinrich is only writing where we have this press release. That's it. It will not be treated very, very valuable. You really do have a list of all the articles where articles have been released, positive articles about you, and give it a link to the Wall Street Journal and the Handelsblatt. And then the LLM can check whether what is written on your page is true. And when they found this article on Handelsblatt or Wall Street Journal, then you get the big golden points for your appearance in LLM. This is like helping the LLMs to find you, because they cannot scroll every newspaper in the world and search for whether you appear sometimes or not. No, you are saying, I've been listed here. They check it with a link. Yes, it's true. And then you get the positive points and will appear much better. This is the second top tip. So this is some basic stuff and one of the screws which will work very good. And in the last minutes, maybe we can see, but what's next? If you do this and go deeper and ask for some cases where you don't appear and use these specific situation and go deeper and work together 30, 60 minutes with the LLM, and you will get incredible results. But it's not only regarding SEO and SEO. Digital marketing overall will change a lot because, again, the question, what will be the reason for visiting your website in 2 years? When the ability of the LLMs will be increased the same way as it is doing right now. That's to be ahead of the wave. And I can't predict the future, even as I'm a magician, as Janus knows. But sometimes it's not so complicated. You do not, to be ahead of the wave, you do not have to know everything. You do not have to be a tech nerd. I give you just a short use case from ourselves, from our agency. So use your giant new toolbox. These are the AI tools and also the thousands of software as a service tools. And what do I need? I don't have to be the expert to know every tool, which is the best in this and in that. Yeah, you don't need it because it will change every week. You only have to have a general understanding of AI. And then you have to know what is your aim, what is your goal, which you want to achieve. And just an example, we build an AI assistant for a hotel chain. And I say, okay, that's a quite good reference. And I want to make digital marketing for hotel chain decision people, which are positive regarding AI. So what did we do? This is the kind of thing, some hotel chains, we did this. This is what I wanted to have. And then I talked 30, 40 minutes to the AI. And then I found out, okay, maybe we should try to find a micro audience. Okay, where I can find people which are doing business professional, for example, Deutsche Zentrale für Tourismus or special papers and journals and so on. And then in AI, I'm searching for AI, KI in German. And then I found this post, and this is a positive post regarding AI on a specific professional tourism audience. And 70 or something like that liked this. Okay, positive post, they liked it. Okay, these people are professionals in tourism and they are positive to AI. Then I talked to my LLM and he showed me some things, and then, okay, there's a scraper. There is software where I can scrape the likers of this post, and I can scrape everything which you can see and which you can click on LinkedIn, on Insta or whatever, can be scraped as a micro audience. So scraping takes some seconds, and then I have the deep link to the LinkedIn URL, I have the name, the occupation title, the company. Wonderful, this is my small micro audience. And then I say, okay, I want to contact them, but in a better way, in a more modern way, in a more personal way, and talking to him for a longer time, and then, okay, dripping marketing. This is interesting. Give me some software hints. I tested them, and I said, okay, dripping marketing, Drippify is a cool tool. So I have these 69 or 70 people as my micro audience. I do not send marketing stuff to them. No, it's dripping. It's visiting the first of these table, just visiting the LinkedIn website, and then visiting the next a few minutes later. And then 1 hour later, liking the first post of the person. Yeah, you can create with this tree what should happen, but the incredible stuff is it feels very natural to these people. And then I can say, okay, and if I have liked 2 times this post and visited 3 times this website, I will give a personalized note to this, and like a newsletter, hello Martin, hello Janos, I saw that you are following the post from the Deutsche Zentrale für Tourismus and also interested in AI, shouldn't we net each other? And then a few days later, after visiting his page again, then I say, I have an idea, I have a good reference, I can send you, maybe it's interesting for you. The interesting thing is that the acceptance rate and the response rate doing this kind of marketing, which is automated, is much better than the test we tried for us or for our clients than we are doing when we are doing real marketing, real clicking and visiting their website. That's really, really interesting. Sometimes they apologize for not being responsible for this topic. I had a discussion from C-level from the TUI, the biggest tourism company in Europe, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for this topic, but please ask the responsible digital people from Robinson and from TUI Blue. And now I have the direct contact for the digital decision people from the 2 best brands from TUI. And I can say, yeah, Wolfgang, you know, the CEO for Financial told me that I should talk to you. This is working so much better because it feels and it seems personal to the people when they see what happens on the site, and then I'm interested in liking their post and visiting their website.
We're coming up on the time.
Yeah, we're coming up on the time. Okay. There are other things where you can hook on. For example, use these web visitor pages, then you can see who visited your website. And you can also scrape these addresses and doing marketing with them. And then what will I send them? Okay. And you can have whatever idea. Normally as an agency, we send a PowerPoint or a PDF created from a PowerPoint. When someone asks you, send them something. And then I myself, I've never written a line of code. I'm not a programmer, but together with the AI, I did this. And now I can have these contacts in my Excel sheet. Then I click on do the slides, and I just make an X, what kind of slides I will have. And then he will do the absolutely individual slides for each client, changing the name of the company, the name of the persons, changing the pictures, changing the selected PowerPoints. And if they are looking on our website, in the same hour or 10 minutes later, they will get a specialized and individualized mail from us. And this works so much better because it's very, very AI native. You build your individual thing. You're doing micro audiences. It's a real kind of AI injection in your lead generation, and it does not feel like ads. It's more like engagement. You can simulate natural behavior. You personal at scale because AI helps you even if you're not a coder. And yeah, go on and improve it. And each time, every percentage you have in learning new stuff, please do it in AI, because it has never been so easy to gain a competitive edge over your competitors. So simple, so effortless, and so fast as it is today with AI. AI will really make a difference for you. Really, this is the moment to dive much, much deeper into it. Do not hesitate, and do not let your clients hesitate. Be early, be fast, be bold, and
Thank you, Sven.
Thank you.
We made it. It's summer days where I am. I think people can even get a sunburn in Denmark, which is rare. I feel like here we almost got 2 members calls in one. How to get found on ChatGPT. There is a whole other topic on digital marketing in the post search area. AI assistance. I think really a hose of curiosity here and sources for learning more. I will do my best to get this typed up. As we are out of time, and I see we have already had half of people leaving, which is okay. I will perhaps do a follow-up with you, Sven, directly on these questions that I see in the chat from Torsten, Lee, and Jerome, and then make sure we circle back and then we can keep the conversation going. This is certainly not the last time we talk about this, but thank you so much, Sven, for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody for joining us. Good to see you again. And we have another one coming again tomorrow. Thank you, Sven. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.